Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Happy Monday to you. If there is such a thing on a red day here, it sucks when that happens, but this is expected. If you've been watching my channel for a little while, we've been expecting 97,000 to be that local resistance. And if you look on the daily time frame here, it held pretty well here, that macro point of control at 97K. So just something to be mindful of. That's our tentative resistance. Another tentative support, by the way, is this 93,700 level. That's basically right where we're at right now, but we're in a descending trend right now. We want to presume that continues until it doesn't. Okay, so that's just kind of the concept there. So if you are new to the channel, hit the like button, folks. Comment below if you've been watching for a while. Thank you again so much for being just an amazing part of my life and always hitting that that like button or commenting below. It's super appreciative, and I deeply thank you for that. So keep up the good work, and I'll do the same. All right, so take a look here at liquidation. We can recognize once more 98 to 98.5 is that upper range. I got that list on the charts. But more importantly here, we got a lot more liquidation down below that's coming in with these late longs. So we can see 92.6 upwards of about 93,400. Those are some areas there where people have added to their position for longs in this support range. Now, it is sensible to take a long right now. I just from the outside looking in, quick bumper sticker version here, because we're in a support range, right? It makes sense for the price to pivot and bounce from here. But it also makes sense for it to go a lot lower considering we got downward momentum. We've got a lot of liquidation below the price action locally. If we look at the macro perspective here too, there's a pretty significant chunk at 91.5. That's been there for a little while, since maybe about a week. But overall, the sentiment here is down. We got to treat it. We don't want to treat it otherwise. Okay. Liquidation delta has shifted bearish. Once more, this happens on weekends with selling pressure, and we just had a very significant profitable week. Okay, anytime there's a profitable week and we have a strong Friday, it's going to be a red weekend. Okay, so now to give you perspective, like we took a higher risk short on SUI at about 32%, 31% over the weekend there. And I don't normally recommend taking trades over the weekend, but we took a short on Friday with every indication telling us it's going to go lower. Okay, so that's just an example of kind of something to be mindful of there. I'm not saying that you should short your shirt off right now, but you're going to find more success taking shorts than longs. However, we're traveling into a support range. We got to see how that holds first. I'm not recommending you short into a support. Okay, that's not necessarily a good call. 95,200 is that point of control here locally. That didn't hold very well at all over the weekend, but we could see we ranged for about 12 hours before that support lost. But once more, this is a Sunday, Sunday afternoon. It makes sense. There's not a lot of volume on weekends, so don't trade weekends, folks. You can thank me later. So let's take a look here at the overall sentiment and see where we're at. We did create a fair value gap here on the daily between 97.5 and 95.6. Speaking of gaps, let's take a quick look at CME futures and just quickly recognize that we do have a CME gap now at 96.5 to 97.3. Okay, so it's that little range there. Price action opened and closed. Essentially opened lower than it had closed on Friday. So that's kind of where we're at there. But overall, this is not a surprise. It's common. Bear in mind, we do have a CME gap still as low as 92,000 from roughly 2 weekends ago. So that's kind of the overall sense in the back end there. So we do have some gaps that need to get filled. It makes more sense with the momentum down that we're going to see the lower gap filled first. That's just kind of the practicality right now. We're also here underneath our local point of control, 94,500. Until we close soundly above that on the daily, I don't really see any indication that we're going to be reversing ourselves and just recovering instantly. Well, let's not be naive, folks. This is trading. Market makers want their profit, and there's still plenty of meat left on this bone. We're underneath 50 on the RSI. Money flow index pulling back. Stochastic is swinging up a little bit there, but these are not ideal signs that we're looking for, right? So the 4-hour time frame is mostly bearish. We're underneath all moving averages. To jump up to the daily time frame to recognize here, we're still in good shape overall, right? We got all moving averages below the price. They're averaging out between 90 and 91K. So we come down to that 91,000 range. I think we're going to see a decent amount of support. Just know we have a significant fair value gap as low as 88,500. I talked about that all last week being a potential reality, and we just need to kind of be aware that that could happen. So keep that in mind. We've also got stochastic swinging down and MACD diverging. These are all signs letting us know that we're shifting momentum. Hourly time frame is just going to go ahead and summarize here that we are below the cloud. There's no reason to take a long position. This is basically short city. If you're going to have any luck, you're going to find more luck shorting than taking a long right now. But I don't like taking shorts at support. So me personally, I'd wait for the price to maybe recover up to this point of control and then consider a short there. That may not happen though, all right? Just kind of something that you want to be aware of. But these are just things that happen here and there, and overall, being the best trader you can be right now is to take a lot less trades and try not to get super greedy. Okay, so a simple way to understand it: greed is a very very powerful thing, and you shouldn't succumb to that. Either way, I hope this makes sense on how I described it correctly. Thank you so much again for watching. Hope you learned something today. Comment below if you get a chance, please. And once more, always hit the like button when you watch the videos. Join us over on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord too. We got a lot of people coming over here, providing a lot of short content as well, which is very helpful. And we've also got Bitunix too, folks. Link down below. Check them out. Between now and May 14th, there's a nice little deposit reward bonus. Pretty much easy money. Make sure if you're in my community already, you're using Bitunix, you check that out. It's simple and easy to qualify. You really just literally deposit funds. All right, folks, have a good rest of your day. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care of yourself out there. Bye-bye.